2,420 pounds. This is the ultra popular Rockwood A213. I call it a higher than Highwall Hardside A-frame pop-up here at HaylettRV of Coldwater, Michigan. If you'd like to see if we have one in stock available, what we're asking, and keep in mind we do not engage in the disgusting practice of hidden dealer fees, then all you need to do is visit the link in the YouTube video description, or just give our team a call. We actively publish true fair market pricing. We don't have hidden fees. Again, you know, the only things they have to look at are just state regulated stuff like sales tax and tags. But we also, you know, we clearly publish everything out there. Our price tags don't change if you do or don't have a trade. We're just a simple, easy place to work with. We're also one of the most successful dealers of folding campers in one of the most successful states for RV sales. Why is that? Well, maybe because we, just like we're doing here, we go a little further to educate our customers. We treat them a little fair. Maybe people appreciate that because we sure get people driving a long way for these things. Let's examine why. So these A-frames have become like 50% of the folding camper market. Rockwood is the #1 seller, #1 producer of folding campers, meaning pop-up campers. Here in the Midwest is what we call them. Some places call them fold downs. And they're 50-50, hard side to conventional tent camper. This is one of the bigger series. They have a normal A-frame series, which is funny because it's actually a true Highwall camper, but this is called a Highwall. That's why I call it a higher than Highwall, because it's bigger than the big ones. So when you go to the higher than Highwall series, you get this pull-out cargo tote, and then you have a subdivided front trunk. Instead of a like 4-foot deep trunk that you couldn't get in, they actually have like a nice little shelf in there where you can get to it. That's something they do different on like the A122 series, the small series. Now these are a narrow body. This is a 7-wide camper, so you can easily see around it when you're going down the road. And I've always thought of this as much as I call it a mutant, but it's as much of a pop-up camper as a fold-down travel trailer. And what I mean by that is we have a normal refrigerator, we have a normal water heater, we have a normal double propane system with automatic changeover regulator. Now we will typically outfit our bigger A-frame models with a power tongue jack. However, they ship with a manual jack. This was literally dropped off the delivery truck only minutes ago. So we have not yet touched it, and our service team has not yet installed the power jack on it. But again, if you visit the link in the video description or call our team, you can see exactly what we have in stock, what equipment we have on it, and what we're asking. Now, a new update at the time of this filming. As this footage gets older, it will become more standardized. You see that you've got the Pro Track rack series up here. So if you want to add bike racks or a kayak or something, they are now building the A-frame standard with the mount. Now, you'll have to get the appropriate brackets for whatever widget you want to throw onto it, but they're now bike rack friendly. Obviously, you're probably going to want to take the bikes off before you go lifting and lowering well, before you lift it and after you lower the roof. But lifting and lowering this is literally push button simple because we have a power lifter system here. That's this guy right here. And it's funny, that little motor is what does all the work, and it is a strong little bugger. It does its job well. Now, this does not have a full interior bath. What makes the A213 so good is it has just enough of a little half bath inside, just a little emergency late night toilet to get you through, like if it's storming outside and you don't want to go to the park facilities in the rain. But we do still have a nice little outdoor cowboy shower station, if you will. But very good for like little campsite cleanup and whatnot. You're probably not going to be actually taking a shower out here, but it does provide hot and cold water. Let's see here, suspension. This has the same torsion ride suspension as all the other big Rockwoods. You've got that bigger radial tire. Pop-ups traditionally have a smaller tire. This has a bigger like travel trailer tire on it. Another reason I consider it a, you know, pop-up travel or fold down travel trailer, if you will. This is just a little pocket of storage under one of the 2 twin beds in this, and that's another very unique quality on this floor plan, is that it has 2 individual beds that can be merged to form a single true king bed. You can have a 70 by 80 true king in this. That is very uncommon in the world of enclosed trailers. You usually, with a very few mutant exceptions, I like the word mutant obviously, have to go to a much bigger RV to get a king bed. Not the case here. However, that 2 individual bed makes this an awesome floor plan for couples camping for couples who just need their own space, or for buddy camping if you're gonna go hunting camping. You know, here in the Midwest we got deer camp, you know, and you know, you can sleep in this with a friend and not be sleeping in the same bed, for those who aren't, you know, quite as European as that. What is that movie with Adam Sandler and Jack, Anger Management, where it's like, you know, in some European countries they sleep up to 8 men in one bed, and Adam Sandler's like, that's why I'm proud to be an American, sir. Anyway, so this storage is under one of the other beds, and it is advisable that you kind of plan your trip, because I got some wicked sunlight going in here, but inside this cargo area, this is that extra spacer block that converts the individual beds into a single king. But it does obviously occupy some of the storage space down here. Now, I recommend you choose before you leave, are we going to make it a king bed or 2 individual twins, so that you know what to do with that mattress and you can utilize your storage in a maximum fashion. This includes standard, the outside side mount grill. And like all Rockwoods, when you get the grill, you get the handy little resin top work table here. And it's not wood, so if you leave it outside and it rains, who cares? Just wipe it down. Throw it in the storage compartment, no big deal. Bigger entry handle for easy come and go. A lot of people ask, what is this? That's your radio antenna. Twang. Power up down lifter right here so you can see it. Now on the bigger A-frames you get a double step. On the smaller A-frames you get a single step. That's just a good way of glancing to see which series am I in, big or little. All of the bigger A-frames like this 213 have a power lift. Some of the smaller A-frames, the ones that have a dormer, which is the flip up in the front, they also have a power lift. So we'll step inside here for you, and just the little details, like the extra little breeze and viewing window, like the, hey, who's at the door window right here, that's the extra stuff Rockwood does. And what's funny is Rockwood's been doing this so well for so many years now, many other brands have actually ceased production of their A-frames because they just literally can't compete. So this is, both ends of this camper are quite unique within the A-frame world. You don't see a lot of this out there. If this was like an A212, you'd have a full 4-person dinette here. However, in the A213, you have this hidden little half bath, this hidden little emergency use toilet. So this just kind of folds up and the struts keep everything held up and away. And if need be, you have the handy little toilet here for those who don't like to use the bathhouse, or if you're way off the beaten path. Or again, if you prefer to use the bathhouse, but it's late at night. And, you know, like I have family members who have IBS. And when their stomach flares, we got to get to the bathroom now. There's no waiting, you know. So this addresses that need, and it does so very effectively. But what I like is you don't feel like you're eating next to a toilet. You know, you're not doing the 3 S's. You know, the we'll say sit, S-I-T, shower and shave. I have to be careful how I say that. But in the meantime, we just have extra counter space. And you can sit on that if you need, you know, if you're just like coming inside and saying hello to friends, you know. It's very structural, it's very rugged. Now in the meantime, we've got a perfect little couples dinette over here, and that table free floats. You want to take the table outside, use it like a picnic table, knock it out. It's those extra little tips like that. I think that's why we do so well here at HaylettRV, because we give that extra little nudge of information to people. Now, I'm standing pretty close to the very end of this trailer, and I'm 6'3", and you can see I've got all kinds of headroom in this thing. These are deceptively large inside, and that's one of the things that people say a lot of times on these A-frames. They're like, it feels small. It's like a VW Bug. If you ever sit in a VW Bug, you're like, holy for jolies, this thing's really tall. I don't know if you'd say holy for jolies. Never mind, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is a 2-person bench over here. Again, though, this is just kind of, they said, you know what? We don't want to have 2 small benches. What if someone's a little bigger? So they give you kind of a big person and a normal person seating area. Although I'm a big size fella, I can, you know what? Here, let me scoot this little table out of the way. I'm a big fella. Let me sit right over here. My head's not even in the bubble. You know, there's plenty of headroom in this thing. And these bubbles are deceptively deep. So you're never going to feel like you're going to hit your head in here. And if the sun's baking you, you can always pull the shade shut. Even with the shade shut, I still have plenty of headroom in here. These things are awesome. And this is why the Highwall A-frames are really starting to overtake the traditional A-frames. The extra headroom in the seating area. So when you are cooking up a storm in the kitchen, you've got the nice little fold-up extra countertop. Although obviously that kind of fights your seating space here, but you can still sit a couple in here very comfortably while still having that up for prep space. But speaking of prep space, because they went with a recessed stove and sink top, you actually have pretty good prep space going on. And when you're cooking, you've got your 3 burner grill. And these fixtures right here are very much like small mini homes or truck campers, very space efficient. But that's a good size sink. You can actually really get in here and do some cleaning. Then when you're done with it, it just all folds right down. Now, below it, they didn't waste an ounce of space. That must be the build sheet in there. I'm like, what is that paper? And they put drawers in this everywhere they could. And it's still a Rockwood, guys. It's still full extension drawers. It's still plywood box construction. And it's all the things that I talk about in all the other Rockwood videos here at HaylettRV. It's just smaller. And that's what I love about these guys. They don't build this cheaper because it's smaller. This is a right-hand operating fridge. I'm on the wrong side and my left hand sucks. My point is, they build everything the same. Like, this is all vacuum laminated aluminum framed walls. It's all super rugged. This is actually like a hammered tin on the inside here. It is built with long-term use and ownership in mind. You still have the same big power vent fan in this that you have in the bathroom of a Rockwood signature fifth wheel. The biggest, baddest, most expensive thing they have is built exactly like this. It's just built larger. So flip it around here. Again, we've got 2 individual beds. And you already saw the spacer block stored between them that can convert this into a single king. Again, though, I really caution you to plan on if you're going to use that ahead of time or not. Because if you aren't paying attention, you're going to realize that you're actually going to block yourself off from a lot of the storage in here. And it's the hardest thing to set up, but I don't think you're going to want to set it up every single night. But hey, you know what? If that's camping to you, do it. Just give you kind of an idea what kind of storage you could have if those blocks weren't there. Extra little dresser drawer. I mean, they just didn't waste anything in here. Over next to this, and it's funny, I like this little stand between them, and if you notice, there's a power outlet right there. So if you have CPAP users, you can put your machines right between you and breathe easy at night. The other thing that's cool on this, pardon the seasickness, if you lay down, when you're laying down, look what you get to look at. You're going to be looking out at the night sky. You're going to be looking at stars. I mean, you can always pull this shut if you want to. But do you want to? I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. You do not feel claustrophobic. And I think that's why this big skylight's here. Because when you're laying down on this bed, I think without this, you know, if you were looking at this the whole time, you'd start to be like, oh man, the walls are closing in on me, man. But now, look at that. It's awesome. You're exploring nature within your own climate-controlled box here. And speaking of climate control, we have a propane furnace down here. We have a 12 volt, meaning you can use it when you're boondocking, big power vent fan for a 6 mile an hour breeze constantly through this camper. Then we have this guy. And this is the one of the things we get so many questions on this here at HaylettRV. This is the Cool Cat. It's a bi-directional heat pump. In plain English, it is an electric heater and an electric air conditioner. Basically, guys, it's very much like an electric air conditioner you put in the window of your house, except you can make it pump heat inside and cold outside. You can flip it both ways. Again, more like a travel trailer. We've got a full microwave. We've got a normal heating cooling unit over here. This is stereo with Bluetooth, but there are inputs to be able to expand your entertainment options. You've got a little TV hookup here if you want to put a TV on the stand. Very few people I've ever seen have ever put a TV in their A-frame. Again, they just didn't waste anything. There's so many cool, interesting little factors on these. Setting them up and taking them down is a breeze. Normally, I would be happy to do that even within this video right here, but I found that the power lifter system, while terribly effective, it's also not fast. And it's just really boring to sit here and listen to me try to fill in 10 minutes, well, not 10 minutes, but like 3 minutes of filler time while the thing does its job. So one of the other questions people have for us here at HaylettRV is there an awning for this? And the answer is yes. And not a bash against Rockwood, because there's not a better way to really do it, but we just don't like it. The awning that you can get from the factory on these is very expensive, it's cumbersome, it's not fast, it's not easy. The way we look at this is the reason you're looking at an A-frame is to get away from soft-sided canvas material, tent material. Why would you want to reintroduce that back into a hard-sided camper? If you really, really want an awning and whatnot, here's the thing. You go to whatever big box store of your choice, you get a 10x10 easy up that you can set up in literally seconds. It's bigger, it's less expensive, it has a screen room on it, and you can store it in that front trunk right there and just laugh all the way to the bank, because you save time and money. And your time is precious when you're camping. Because if it wasn't, you know, you just wouldn't care. You wouldn't care about like losing time on stuff. But you want to get there. You want to set up. You want simple and easy. That's why you're looking at an A-frame and not a tent camper in the first place. And if you have other questions on this, you can see our parts and service center over here. We've got our big showroom over there. We've got, you know, between 400 to 500 RVs, all sorts in stock. But these guys have absolutely been absolutely the best. That was two absolutely. That was absolutely one more absolutely than I absolutely needed right there. You know what? I sat here and told you how I didn't want to run the power lifter because you'd hear me just filling in time, and I realize I've been rambling for I don't even know how long now. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So with that, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylett camping, everyone.